warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Anastha Acharya. The top stories first. MCC tabled in Parliament amid protest from lawmakers. Coalition partners demand amendment to farm provisions. Protest against MCC intensifying, clashes between police and protesters becoming a daily routine. Westerly wind brings massive hailstorm in Pokhara, daily life affected in the city by the sudden hailstorm. Several children killed in Niger by Nigerian airstrike. The accident happened as army was targeting bandits. And Manchester United survived Leeds' comeback in 6-goal thriller. The Red Devils moved to 4th spot in the Premier League. And now the news in detail. The government has finally tabled the Millennium Challenge Corporation at the Federal Parliament yesterday amid protest from lawmakers. Minister for Communications and Information Technology, Gyanendra Bahadur Karki, tabled the MCC Compact at the House of Representatives despite protest from Maoist lawmaker Dev Gurung, UML's Bhim Rawal, Durga Pokhral of Jana Morcha and Prem Suwal of Nepal Workers and Peasant Party. Coalition partners including Maoist Centre and CPN Unified Socialist are against its endorsement without amendment, although they agreed to table the agenda. The Business Advisory Committee of Parliament also decided to forward the agreement. While tabling the MCC, Minister Karki argued that the government was simply completing the process started by the previous government. The then government, led by KP Sharma Oli, had decided to table the MCC agenda in Parliament on February 8, 2019. Similarly, the Finance Minister Dr. Yuvaraj Khatioda had presented MCC Compact in the Parliament on July 15, 2019 for its passage. However, the ratification of MCC remained stalled due to the differences among the political parties. The MCC grant agreement have been tabled in Parliament despite protests in the streets as well as Parliament. Ruling coalition partners CPM Maoist as well as the main opposition CPN UML had argued the Speaker not to table the agenda in the House of Meeting. The meeting opposition party had started chanting slogans as sore as the House meeting began yesterday. Speaking at the Parliament, UML leader and MP Bhim Rawal said that the MCC is against the national interest and the Prime Minister had tabled the agenda in Parliament against the parliamentary practice. Likewise, Maoist lawmaker Dev Gurung said that the government undermined the sovereignty of Nepal and the Nepalese citizen by tabling the MCC in Parliament. Similarly, Jana Morcha MP Durga Paudel said that the MCC was not in the best interest of the country, so it must be dropped from the Parliament. She also said that the government must understand the sentiments of the people who are protesting in the streets. Nepal Workers and Peasant Party's leaders Prem Suwal said that the leaders and ministers who signed the MCC agreement without holding discussions with other parties should be exiled from the country. The protest against the US-funded Project Millennium Challenge Corporation is intensifying. Protesters have been staging protests near the Parliament building almost every day. Protesters pelting stones at the police have become a daily routine. These days, police also have been baton charging the protesters and dispersing the crowd using fire engine and tear gas. The protesters have been intensifying street protests since the government made preparations to table the MCC in Parliament. Dozens of security personnel and protesters were injured during the protest. The road near the Parliament building was like a battlefield on Sunday as well. The protesters were seen on the side of Bijuli Bazar and the security personnel on Manesar Chowk side. Clashes occurred as the protesters tried to enter the restricted area. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 229 new cases of coronavirus across the country. The total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 975,559, while the number of active cases has dropped to 80,251. Coronavirus has claimed 2 more lives across the country, taking the death toll to 11,911. Nepal is currently among top 57 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 80.08 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 42.83 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 424.99 million people across the world and claimed over 5.90 million lives. Heavy hailstorm affected people's lives in Pokhara yesterday. Most of the roads in Pokhara had been covered with hailstone that occurred from 1 p.m. and continued till 4:30 p.m. As a result, vehicles and pedestrians were left struggling on the roads of Pokhara. According to the District Traffic Police Office, the hailstones have been removed with the help of excavators on the main market areas of Pokhara, including Mahendrapul, Chipledunga, New Road, Naya Bazar, Srijana Chowk, and Rani Pawa. According to the Metropolitan Agricultural Development Division, the hailstorm has damaged winter crops and vegetables. Farmers of Ward number 18, 20, 16, 25, 22 and 14 of the metropolis have been affected by the hail. The locals said that they had never before witnessed such a massive hailstorm in the city. Meteorologists say that the hailstorm was a result of the westerly low-pressure turf that also brought rainfall in other parts of the country. The Meteorological Forecasting Division yesterday predicted cloudy weather with chances of rainfall and thunderstorm for the next 2 days. And now the news from economic front. The profit of Nepal Electricity Authority has reached rupees 12.12 billion in the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. According to the financial statement issued by the NEA, the state-owned utility had made a profit of rupees 6.18 billion in the corresponding period of last fiscal year. NEA is the public institution which earns the maximum profit. The NEA, which was facing loss in fiscal year 2072 and 73, has been making profit every year since then. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. 7 children have been killed in Niger in an airstrike by the Nigerian army targeting bandits, a local governor and state media have said. 5 more were hurt in the apparently accidental strike, the government of Niger's Maradi region told AFP. Governor Chaibao Abubakar said 4 were killed instantly and 3 died on their way to hospital. State TV said the attack happened in Nachad village. Nigerian officials said an investigation had begun. Mr. Abubakar said that victims' parents were attending a ceremony and the children were probably playing when the airstrikes hit them. He said he believed the planes were targeting armed bandits in areas around the border between the two countries but missed their targets and hit Nachad, a village in the area of Madaronfa. Niger and Nigeria have been conducting joint military operations against armed gangs responsible for a wave of kidnappings and killings in the region. Since 2018, Niger has reinforced military patrols along its border with Nigeria to prevent incursions of the gangs. The children's death comes just 3 months after 26 children aged 5 and 6 died in fire at Maradi city. You are watching Janata Bulletin and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United survived a stirring Leeds United comeback at an emotional Elland Road to claim a crucial victory and maintain their grip or top 4 place in the Premier League. In the first game in front of fans between the two old rivals at Elland Road since October 2003, they produced a fitting spectacle played out in a deluge and predictably thunderous atmosphere. Manchester United were in complete control at the break after captain Harry Maguire headed in Luke Shaw's corner and Bruno Fernandes did the same from Jadon Sancho's cross right on half-time. Leeds, however, mounted a super revival and were levelled with 2 goals inside a minute as Rodrigo's 53rd minute cross drifted in behind keeper David De Gea, then substitute Rafinha sent Elland Road into raptures when he slid home a cross from Daniel James. Manchester United gathered themselves and manager Ralf Rangnick made chances and one of his substitutes produced the rewards as Fred drove in an Elan Meslar's near post following more good work by Sancho with 20 minutes left, although Anthony Elanga was struck by objects thrown from the crowd amid the celebration. Elanga recovered to confirm Manchester United's win with a composed finish 2 minutes from time from Fernandes' pass. Neuro team stunned Manangmer sang the club 1-0 in the Qatar Airways Martyrs Memorial A-Division League on Sunday to climb to the second position in league table. NRT also leapfrogged Army and three-star club to climb to the second position with a decisive first-half goal by form Mesuke Olamo. Sonam Limbu could have scored a goal for NRT in the 15th minute, but MCC goalkeeper Ashok Baral managed to save his shot by the skin of his teeth. During the match held at Dasarat Rangasala, Olamo scored the goal in the 26th minute, which turned out to be the decisive goal. Olamo capitalized on the free kick from Eric Bista to score from the penalty box, leaving MCC goalkeeper Ashok Baral helpless. MCC missed a chance to equalize in the 34th minute when a header from skipper Bimal Rana in a cross from Deepak Rai went narrowly wide. Another header from Rana in a pass from Dinesh Rajbansi in the 42nd minute was saved by NRT goalkeeper Kapuzan Hona with a superb dive. On the other side of the pitch, Olamo's shot deflected wide after hitting Franklin Koteta in the 45th minute. NRT skipper Darshan Gurung hit a powerful strike in the 74th minute, but MCC goalkeeper Baral punched the shot away. NRT took away all 3 points as both the teams failed to score any more goal. This is the second consecutive defeat of MMC in the ongoing league and the fourth loss overall. MMC were earlier beaten by Machindra, Satobato and APF. NRT on the other hand have registered the 5th win with a victory. NRT have 20 points from 12 matches. MMC, who have equal 20 points, are third, while Army, who have a match in hand, are fourth with 19 points. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. MMC tabled in Parliament amid protest from lawmakers. Coalition partners demanded amendment to some provisions. Protests against MCC intensifying, clashes between police and protesters becoming a daily routine. Westerly winds bring massive hailstorm in Pokhara. Daily life affected in the city by the sudden hailstorm. 7 children killed in Niger by Nigerian airstrike. The accident happened when Army was targeting bandits. And Manchester United survived Leeds' comeback in 6-goal thriller. The Red Devils moved to 4th spot in the Premier League. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.